Going counterclockwise shortly after you exit the Massanutten Connector Trail onto the Massanutten Trail, you'll reach this creek. Places to camp here. Going clockwise, this will be your last water source for a long time, so you'll need to stock up. Going counterclockwise like I am, you'll have other opportunities when you descend off of the ridge. About a half mile later, you'll come back to the creek, and this is your chance to get water if you're going to be doing a dry camp up on Strickler Knob or someplace else. And we cross the creek here. And God bless the trail maintainers here on the Massanutten Trail who trimmed this blowdown. There's a rocky side trail to Strickler Knob. You'll find a campsite about halfway up. It's definitely rocky here, even if it's not the worst that you'll see on Massanutten Mountain. Okay, well, it is getting a little bit rockier here. And maybe it looks even a little bit snakier. Well, here's the campsite. Looks like you could fit a couple tents in here. It's a little bit rocky, but I think probably for the view, it's worth it. Here's the intersection of the Massanutten Trail and the Gap Creek Trail. There's a pretty large campsite over there on the other side of the creek. Here's the trail that we're going to take, Blue Blaze Trail, up to Peach Orchard Gap and Duncan Knob. A moderate 600-foot climb brings you up to Peach Orchard Gap, where there are a number of nice campsites. It's a pretty popular area. Here's the trail up to Duncan Knob. Should have a good view if there's a campsite up there. Well, this view is beautiful, but I'm looking for a white blaze on a white rock. Not seeing anything. Good morning. Warming up today with a gentle downhill on the Gap Creek Trail. We're heading down towards Chrisman Hollow Road, where there's a creek. You can get water there if you need it. The Gap Creek Trail has this bridge over the creek just before you reach Chrisman Hollow Road. And if you can see up there, it's one of the campsites that you can drive up to along the road. Here's the road, and you need to be careful about your navigation. To the left, you'll see Turkey Pen Road going up. Don't do that unless you really want to bloody yourself up on blackberries. Go this way and you'll find the Jawbone Gap trailhead. Here on the left is the trail you want to take. Much better. About a half mile from Chrisman Hollow Road, the trail's going to turn to the left, and there's going to be a beautiful campsite up here. Here's the campsite. It's got a really big fire ring here. And a view of this pond down here where, if you listen carefully, you'll hear a few spring peepers coming out. Taking a break here on the way to Jawbone Gap. Had a sustained grade of 15 to 20%. About a mile and a half southwest from Jawbone Gap now. The trail is rocky with a lot of abrupt ups and downs, as you might expect while being up on the ridge, and you have to watch every footstep because the rocks and the leaves look a lot like the copperheads, so you have to really pay attention. And unfortunately going slower than expected. I was hoping for 20 minutes per mile, but it's more like 30 minutes per mile. About 3.5 miles southwest of Jawbone Gap is Q's View, which would be a great place to stop for lunch if I hadn't already stopped earlier just a half mile ago because I needed a break. Q's View, but again, it's up on a ridge. No flat spots for your tent. Well, ever since Q's View, the ridge has been wider, the trail has been smoother, and the pace has been faster. The guidebook says you might be able to find a flat place to pitch your tent. In any case, I sure am happy that the trail is smoother now. After descending the ridge, the trail is nice and flat. You'll keep left here at this intersection as you approach Christman Hollow Road. There will be some campsites along the road, which could work out great for you if you decided to cache water at the road so that you didn't have to carry all of your water for the night on that long rocky ridge we were just on. So we're approaching the road here. The trail is nice and smooth. And now we approach the descent to Waterfall Mountain. It's about 800 feet in 6/10 of a mile, so do the math on that. It's pretty steep. All right, that's Waterfall Mountain. And don't be fooled by the name. There's no waterfall, there's no water at all, which is unfortunate because I am down to my last gulp of water and I've still got to do the connector trail back to Highway 211. On the connector trail and road back to 211, fortunately I was able to find some water to quench my thirst. You can hear the traffic, got about a half mile more to go. On the final descent to the highway into the parking lot now, I almost made it the whole way without seeing anybody, but just a 1/10 of a mile ago, there was a guy walking a couple dogs. So I'm not going to say he ruined my trip, but it would have been cool to not see anybody. All done now. Nice little Mini-Massanutten trip, and hope you enjoyed the video. See you on the trail.